Welcome to Burn the Ship, the podcast that helps entrepreneurs go all in on their business, and we introduce them to professionals that can help them to do so. Today, we have a very, very special guest. Tim, how you doing today?
I'm doing great, Roderick. How are you?
I'm doing very well. Please introduce yourself and the name of your business.
Sure. My name's Tim Miller, and my company is Miller EG Design.
Excellent, excellent. And Tim, we understand that time is one of our most valuable resources. So go ahead and tell us a little bit about your journey.
All right. Well, as a kid, I like to draw, and that became my passion. So I began to draw different things I saw, starting out really with Christmas cards and very ordinary things. It became a passion in my life. And I kept doing that for a long time. As I got through my other job experiences, I began to find out that I had a passion for using my talent and applying it to graphics.
Okay.
In the course of learning more about graphics, I decided to pursue career in what was called at that time commercial art.
Commercial art, okay.
That was in high school. So
All right.
we had classes for commercial art. Later, it became known as graphic design.
Okay.
And I was inspired by people like Walt Disney, who is a hero of mine. Walt took his experience in commercial art and turned it into a juggernaut company, which is worldwide known.
Yes.
And has great entertainment value, has great graphics, and Walt was one of my inspirations to go forward with my journey.
Okay. I want to ask, I just have to ask this question based off what you're saying. In high school, were you on the yearbook club?
Yes.
You did that?
Yes.
You did that?
And what's great is I also had a chance to do things like the prom, scenery and props and things like that. So I got a chance to get involved in three-dimensional graphics at that time, which served me well later.
Yeah, so this is a passion that's been burning with you for a long time now.
It has. And then I got into specific sectors of graphic design, like typesetting, like advertising, and those were great. But ultimately, I came to work at an architectural firm.
Okay, this is making the plans for buildings or homes. What were you doing there?
Yes, I was involved in creating sign packages for buildings that were getting built.
Okay.
But it ignited a new passion in me, which is wayfinding.
Okay.
And wayfinding is really helping people find their way in complex built environments.
Okay.
So I began to use both of my passions of this love for graphics with deepening interest in wayfinding.
Okay.
And I relate with people in this way. I ask them, have you ever been lost?
Okay.
And most people can relate to that. Being lost is no fun.
No, indeed not.
You've got anxiety about where you're going, which is, it creates a sense that you might not make your appointment on time. If you're coming to see a doctor, let's say you're going to you have to make a test or some other kind of appointment. So there's anxiety and fear associated with getting lost. And my company specializes in creating better wayfinding.
Okay.
So we try to make sure that people don't get lost, and that's extremely important. It's become a passion with me since I was involved with the architectural firm. And something that most folks may not know is that one of the things that's driven the posting of ways to get out of the building is a great fire that happened here in Atlanta, the Winecoff Hotel.
Okay, Winecoff.
Many people perished in that. It was one of the greatest hotel fires that ever happened. And that unfortunate tragedy drove the idea of posting fire evacuation maps and letting people know how to get out of the building. Whenever you check into any kind of lodging, you'll see that map on the back of the door.
Yes, and that's what helped to spark that. And I know you are doing those types of things in your current business right now. Did you stay at the architectural firm for long? Did you have any other stops along the way, or did you go from the architectural firm to to your current business?
Well, I was with a couple of architectural
Okay,
firms.
okay.
And actually, I was in Nashville, Tennessee.
Okay.
And came to Atlanta to take a new position as a director of graphic design at a firm here in Atlanta. So over time, I came to know new clients and looked at new opportunities. And I found that it was important to create something that could address the wayfinding by itself.
Okay.
So I really felt as though instead of being in a firm where wayfinding and signs was just a component, the world could benefit from wayfinding as a dedicated service. So I just had that passion and decided it was time for me to start something on my own.
And a lot of times at this particular timeline, I usually ask the question, was there a specific event that happened that made you say, you know what, I'm going to go out here and start, Miller EG Designs? Did you have something that happened that made you burn the ship and go all in on your business?
There is, and I really like the name "Burn the Ship."
Thank you.
It reminds me of a reading of Sun Tzu in The Art of War. There's no retreat.
That's
okay?
right.
You can't go back.
Nope.
But really, you can't. Yeah, I mean, I found an opportunity to work with a major healthcare organization in the Atlanta area.
Okay.
And I did try to bring it to the firm I was with, and they just didn't seem as receptive as I would have liked them to have been. So I decided that this would be the perfect moment to go ahead and burn the ship and start out on my own. And that's what I did.
Okay, excellent. Now tell us all about your current business. Tell us what it is that you're providing. Tell us, who's a good client for you. Just tell us all the things about your business.
Great. Well, as I mentioned, we create better wayfinding.
Okay.
And the built environment has wayfinding in all kinds of ways. It's just never always optimum. So we help people achieve better wayfinding through various methods. We look at the information that's available. One way to connect with this is during 1996 when the Olympics were here in Atlanta. We had 32 MARTA stations.
Okay.
And we had tens of destinations for people to find the venues where all the events were going to be held. So we put together the built environment, for instance, the 32 MARTA stations, and the destinations, and we create a system that brings people to those destinations efficiently.
Okay.
Healthcare, hospitals, it's one of our major areas, and you want to make sure that people get to their destinations quickly. So what we're doing is we're ultimately helping the end user, somebody who's in a hospital trying to find their way, but we're helping the institution, the hospital, the university, the corporate headquarters, the governmental agencies help their customers by creating an environment that makes their whole building or environment more navigable by their customers.
Yes, makes a lot of sense. So for yourself, you would be looking for those businesses that have large buildings, large facilities, different rooms, different places where they need to go to try to help, like you said, build a map through it. That's who you would say would be an ideal client for yourself?
Yes, and we do outside, exterior wayfinding as well. One of the classic ways of relating to that is everyone drives on our interstate system, and having a clear direction and a clear idea of your destination is important. So there's exterior circulation around large campus entities as well, hospitals, universities, and so forth.
Yes. We were just talking about that recently in one of our Monday morning meetings about the pathways. So how you have the concrete pathway, but then you have the beaten up path. It seems like you're helping them get through that path, the one that they want and need to take, not just the concrete that's been laid. Would that be similar to what you're trying to do, find the best way?
That's such a great analogy because if you go to almost any university campus, you're going to see those paths.
Yes.
And those paths are the direct routes.
Yes.
They're the efficient routes. And so you do want to look at wayfinding in terms of how can we make sure people get to the most efficient route, and they don't necessarily have to beat a path, but that's also important because you need to be reactive to create better wayfinding. So the best planning doesn't always meet successfully with reality, and you want to be able to react to guide people on those paths that they create and then reinforce better wayfinding.
Excellent, excellent. Now, for the people that are watching, if you had to say, I wanted to get in contact with this particular person to help you continue to grow the business, what would that person look like? What would be a good connection for you to get introduced to?
Well, anybody really that's involved in large building projects, and this is, of course, construction and new construction, but it's also the maintenance of facilities. There are a lot of facilities like universities, hospitals, governmental agencies that continue operations after new construction is done. So it's people who are involved in constructing hospitals, universities, corporate headquarters, and governmental agencies on the state, county, and city level as well.
Okay, okay. Now, I'm sure you have done tons of projects. I looked at the website and you got a bunch of different ones. Can you share with us one of the funnest ones that you had? One of the ones where you said, okay, this is going to be unique. You're doing your discovery and you say, oh, I'm going to come up with an awesome plan. Can you share one of those stories with us about what was one of your funnest jobs you took on?
Sure. One of the healthcare giants in Atlanta has gone through a number of logo changes.
Okay.
And we've been fortunate enough to work for this company for over 34 years.
Okay. Okay.
So what's great is we're able to react to a branding change and roll it out across multiple hospital facilities, multiple clinics, and interact with the staff on an ongoing basis to help support their branding change. So I always get really excited when there's an element, an aspect of better wayfinding that comes along that's new, and we have a chance to really dig into a great change that makes a difference to the entire organization.
Okay, excellent, excellent. Now, you have been in business for a while, you've had some experiences, and I know over that time you have acquired and nurtured some skills that has helped your business. And can you please share with us some of those skills that have helped you that some of the entrepreneurs that are watching today can add inside of their bag and hopefully grow their business?
Yes, absolutely. And I'd be remiss without talking about consultants that I have used along the way as well.
Okay.
I'm working with a fantastic new consultant right now, and I've also been fortunate enough to work with a program called 10X. Led by Brandon Dawson.
Okay.
So I'll do a shout out to my 10X friends and say they've helped me along my journey. But what I would do is go back and say, first of all, make sure you have a passion for what you want to do.
Okay.
Getting into business for yourself is not a recipe for happiness. If you're unhappy at work, you're going to be unhappy as a business owner. Okay? So
Yes.
the mission and your motivation is important when you start out. And if you have the right mindset, you were talking about people that may get into new work and not people who may be interested in buying, a $10 million franchise, but those people who start out. So I think it's really important that you learn what you're good at in 4 fundamental areas of business.
Okay.
One is operations.
All right.
One is finance. One is marketing, and one is people.
Okay.
So learn which one of those you are good at, and then get help with the others. But always continue to learn, continue to grow, continue to educate yourself so that as you go forward, you know more about each of those fundamental areas of business. So have the right motivation, learn about the core business aspects and continue to use mentors and self-education to make progress.
Awesome, awesome. Yes, to summarize, it seems like you're saying, please understand that your cup is never full, that you always can continue to add to it. Although we may be experts at some things, there's still a bunch of other things we can learn about. So have an open mind, to learn those things. Those are some great skills to share. Now, we definitely appreciate you sharing about your journey, about your business, and definitely about those skills. Now, we want the people that are watching today to understand you are a human being. So let's just say you have gotten all of those graphics and those wayfinding ways for these big businesses taken care of. Money's not an option. Time's not an option. What is it that you would do with your time?
Well, there are two things, really. I like to help people in their recovery journey.
Okay.
And that's important to me. So I spend time doing that, and I would spend more time doing that.
Okay.
On the super fun side of it, I enjoy board gaming.
Alrighty.
So I go to the World Board Gaming Championships every summer in Western Pennsylvania.
Alrighty.
And there are 200 games played there.
Uh-huh.
I'm the past world champion of 3 or 4 games.
Okay.
One of which includes, which is not a board game, but rock, paper, scissors.
Oh my goodness.
So I'm a past world champion of rock, paper, scissors.
All right. So we're going to play one. We're just going to play one.
Okay.
So it's rock.
1, 2, 3.
Oh, okay. All right. Now
1, 2, 3. All right. So you took on the paper as the first one.
Yes.
So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Oh, you got me. Yes. Okay. Now, is it what do you have an indicator system? You're looking at my eyes, you're looking at my hand, or do you have a pattern?
I just do rock first.
Okay.
Because that's mostly what people do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
They usually do scissors.
Okay.
And this rock is just my first choice.
Okay. Okay. Well, that's interesting to know. I did want to ask what was one of the games that you were a champion at? What game was it? One of them.
I mostly gravitate towards military games.
Okay.
And games about the American Revolution. So there's a game called Washington's War.
Washington's War. All right.
And I was a past world champion of that. It simulates America's struggle to be independent from Britain.
Okay. How long does a game like that take to play?
It takes about 3 hours, 4 hours, something like that.
Okay. And you're gaining resources, building your, I'm assuming, economy and military?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Excellent. That's an interesting thing. I haven't heard that before. I've played video games my entire life. I've played some Monopoly. I got, what do you call it? Candyland.
Yeah.
I played Candyland.
I played Candyland too.
Yes. But that's a whole different type of strategy. I definitely appreciate you sharing that. Now, if the people that are watching today have more questions about your journey, about your business, that interactive experience that you provide for people, what's the best way for them to get in contact with you?
Well, one of the ways is the website, and also I'm open to being called directly.
Okay.
So our website is milleregdesign.com, and the phone number is 404-788-0150.
Excellent. We definitely appreciate you coming on today. It does take a lot for people to reach back and share, about themselves. Definitely shared about, your gaming, and we are very appreciative of that. And we always honor our guests by giving them the last word. So please look over at the camera and tell the people something good.
All right. Well, this is a quote from Jim Rohn, who is a person worth looking up and looking into. But Jim said, "Success is doing ordinary things extraordinarily well."
Excellent. Those are definitely words of wisdom there. We truly do appreciate you coming on today. So thank you so much for coming on the show today.
Thank you, Roderick.
And to everyone that is watching, be kind and thanks.